G'day guys, Kieran here from KJH Woodworking. Welcome back to the channel. Do you want to see how we made this Harry Potter themed wizard chessboard using construction grade materials and a 3D printer? Stick around, we'll show you how we did it. So to make this project, we are just going to use some simple construction grade material and then jazz it up with a little bit of epoxy, a little bit of stain, and some tricks on a table saw. So we're just going to use 2 sheets of 9mm ply, 1 sheet of 18mm MDF, and some standard framing timber. So all my squares are a 410 by 410 square. And what we're going to do is cut slots in it every 50mm on the table saw. That is 1/3 of the thickness deep, which we'll fill with epoxy, allowing us then to stain each individual square after the fact. So let's jump over to the table saw and get cutting. So first thing you're going to do is you want to set your blade depth to the thickness of one of your layers of ply. We're just going to lower that bad boy down, lock that in position. You don't want that moving. And then on the back of the board, take a pencil and mark your cut reference edges. Because what we're going to do is we're going to send this through one, rotate, send it through again, move the fence, and we're just going to keep going back and forth every 50mm. So I'm going to start off at 5mm, which will keep it away from my fence enough that I'm not going to damage my fence. Rotate, move to 55mm, rotate, move to 105. You want to keep moving in 50mm increments until you've done the entire board, making sure you rotate after each cut, remembering only to cut using your reference edges. So you want to raise the blade up so you can cut through now, and then you want to adjust the fence slightly so that you're cutting off all the excess material but leaving the slot you just cut. While we get stuck into this build, go ahead and smash that like button, because that helps us spread to more people like you and really helps us grow as a channel, which we are greatly appreciative for. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the fun, and smash that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video to YouTube. Cheers guys, enjoy the video. Okay, so what you should be left with is a 8x8 grid chessboard, and then you want to take your 2 other pieces. So MDF, we're using the MDF because it's a lot flatter than the 9mm ply and it's going to give the board some weight. So all we're going to do is glue up all 3 pieces and laminate them together. So take your uncut ply board, you put the good face down, lather it in glue, and then we'll clamp them all together. I really should get a bigger paintbrush, but I really can't be bothered. Now this one will be slightly smaller so we can flush trim it off. Once you've got that glued up, throw it in your vacuum bag. Mine's DIY, so I'll show you how I made it. Lots of paint tins. I just put a piece of MDF on top just to protect that top edge, and then weigh it the hell down, and you're good to go. Who needs expensive toys? I really can't talk. That was a joke. While that's drying, we're gonna rip up some 38 by 38mm strips out of some framing pine, making sure to take off the first 5mm, so you're starting with the square edge, getting rid of this round over. Now we'll quickly give this a flush trim to line everything up on the edges. Then we're going to take out 38mm timbers that we ripped while that was drying and picture frame. So effectively put a nice border around the whole perimeter. I'm just going to take a rag and a broken paddle pop stick and just give these corners a quick clean out of the glue squeeze out, because it's really going to make it hard when I epoxy those bad boys up. Beautiful. So that has now dried. So let's get this out of the clamps. Now we'll give this a quick flatter. This is when I'm so fortunate to have a drum sander. So let's run that through there. Then we're going to cut in a 3mm slot on each miter to continue the pattern. We'll seal it up with some epoxy before filling it. We're just going to do this with a incredibly sharp knife and a speed square. So we'll come off the line about 1.5mm, take a shallow pass, take a slightly deeper pass. And then we've got a nice deeply embedded line. We'll move to the other side. Once you've got a nice line to work with, go back and forth between knife and chisel until you've got a nice groove that matches the other grooves of the chessboard. Once we had finished carving out all 4 corners, we mixed up some fast curing epoxy and sealed up all the slots to prevent any air from seeping through those when we pour our epoxy, which gives us less bubbles in the end result. Now we've waited until that seal has gone tacky. Now we're going to tape up the corners, mix up another batch of epoxy. We're going to use some black diamond pigment in the gold to color that to a gold consistency. And then we're going to fill in all of the grid. So then when we stain each individual square later, all going to stand out really nicely. I'm using a fast curing epoxy. So I'm going to mix all of my pigment into part A before we add part B. Having the pumps makes this so much easier. You also don't want to add too much pigment because that's going to stop the epoxy from setting properly. So we want to give that a good mix in, make sure we scrape down those sides, getting all of that pigment in. We're gonna add a touch more pigment, throw some gloves on, add our part B, and now we can start filling everything in. You just wanna make sure you take your time with this. Try and mix up enough epoxy the first time around. Now to assist with getting rid of the bubbles, I do like to take a fine paintbrush and just paint everything in, because this paintbrush just pops all of those bubbles and then fills in all of those gaps. Hit it with a blowtorch. Whoops, turn your blowtorch on first. Job done. We'll wait for that to dry. We'll flatten it again, and then we will get on to giving it a nice stain, which will give us the checkerboard effect for the chessboard. Now that we've got this flattened and sanded to 120 grit, we're gonna go ahead and take some black stain and stain the sides, back, and then the checkerboard pattern on the front. Then we're gonna take a nice fine paintbrush and paint up to our epoxy. Now it's not the end of the world if you get it on the epoxy, because the epoxy won't actually absorb the stain. As you can see, when I paint right up to the edge, it stops at the epoxy, which is why we did the epoxy first, because that will form a barrier between the squares. I still advise taking your time and being careful, but you don't have to be perfect. Now I can't bugger it up. And if it's not perfectly consistent, the coloring, that's not gonna be an issue, because this is gonna be a rustic looking board. What we're gonna do is, once we've got this all stained, we're gonna hit it with 320 grit sandpaper to just take off that solid look to give a more rustic finish. Now that the stain's all dry, we're gonna take our sander, turn it down to low, put a 320 grit sanding pad on there, and give it a light scuff up to give it a nice rustic effect. Given this is a birthday present for a 10-year-old, we're gonna go ahead and laser engrave a message on the back of the board, as well as Wizard Chess, the Hogwarts symbol, and happy birthday on the front of the board. Let us know in the comments below if you want to see more laser engraving tutorials on our channel. Heather is great at those. We are just going to give it a quick coat of clear varnish just to protect it, and then we'll get onto the pieces. We're just going to take some clear cabinet dots and put them on the corners, just give it a non-slip finish. Okay, now let's talk pieces. These pieces we're going to 3D print, but instead of designing them ourselves, we're going to find them on the internet. So we jumped over to thingiverse.com and we're able to find the Harry Potter themed wizard chess pieces, as well as a variety of other options. Then we'll download those files, throw them into the slicer of our choice. We use Prusa, and then we'll get them on the 3D printer and get those printed. Okay, so after 96 hours of printing, we finally have all of our pieces. Now it's time to prep and paint the pieces. We're very lucky we're painting them because I ran out of the same color filament midway through, so we got some half and halves here. First thing to do is to take off all your supports, which is the structure that actually holds up your overhangs. So to do that, I use a combination of small pliers, small screwdriver, and a Stanley knife. So we'll go ahead and take this to this. After that, what I like to do just for ease is to take some blue painter's tape, CA glue and activator, and actually adhere our piece to the top of a painter's pyramid or painting support. Just makes it so much easier to spray and keeps my hands a lot cleaner, and the whole process is just way more satisfying rather than getting paint, primer, everything all over me. And then we need 4 really light coats of a primer filler, which is basically going to fill in all of our layer lines and make the end appearance a lot smoother. Then we're going to give 2 coats of spray paint. In our case, we're going red and white, which is the Harry Potter themed wizard chessboard. And then the final step is to take some flocking adhesive and some flocking, which is traditionally used in jewelry boxes to give that velvety feel to the box. I'm going to put that on the bottom of the pieces, which will then really complete the whole feel and look of the chessboard, making it feel a lot more high-end than it is. And that, my friends, is how you make a Harry Potter themed wizard chessboard using construction grade material and a 3D printer. You can make the board and buy the pieces depending on what tools you've got. It was a good couple hours work, but turned out sensational. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. I'll link a video I think you'll love on the screen, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.